need a punch.
Our house is being overtaken by gnomes.
They just kind of keep springing up from everywhere.
Liking obsessive compulsive.
Oh, when I think about it, I get a little bit choked up. It's just, I'm sorry.
I am Mrs. April Marquardt. So these are a small army of gnomes that I've started to create in various styles.
It started around Christmas. She made Christmas gnomes. And then it kind of transitioned into like New Year's gnomes, and then Valentine's Day gnomes, St. Patrick's Day gnomes, Easter gnomes. She's got a gnome for every season, and man, it's been a few months now. It feels like years at this point.
Right before Christmas this year, I realized I needed some little gifts for my family. My aunts and cousins are kind of crafty, and so I wanted to have a little something for a present. I had been making sock snowmen with my class at school, and I was very unhappy with the way the faces had turned out. So I Googled sock snowmen, and gnomes, sock gnomes came up. And I was delighted to find that you could take a mitten and cut off the fingers and use the fingers to create tiny little gnomes. One mitten finger for the bottom, for the body, and then one for the top. And then you just needed to buy beard and noses. And so I thought, well, with all of the materials I have in my home, I could probably make some little gnome ornaments. And I won't have to worry that the faces looked bad like they did with the snowmen. So I made a few, and I really thought they were adorable. And they were so cute, I didn't really want to give any away. But I did give some away. But then I also started watching some YouTube videos about how to make a sock gnome, and then I started to make sock gnomes.
Christmas time, after the concert, before Christmas, she had a whole bunch of stuff in her room. And she said, oh, here, you can make some of these. And so I was like, but once you make one or two and they're so cute, it's like, now wait, what if I do this? What if I do this hat? What if I, yeah.
I've found that you're not supposed to fill them with beans and rice, which I originally did. If you ever would store them in your basement, the mice would get them and destroy them. So that is sad. So I buy unscented kitty litter, the cheapest unscented kitty litter at like Walmart. And then, of course, it's so fine it comes through the sock, so you have to put it in a bag in the gnome. And then I do fiber fill. I also did buy one container of like the little poly pellet filler, but like that's too expensive. I will do kitty litter mostly. But you can weight down the feet then, and then he can balance nicely.
The first couple I thought, okay, those will make some pretty cute Christmas gifts. And then she just kept making them. And making them. And making them, and then it wasn't even Christmas anymore. She had a station in her office. She has a station, her office at school. She has a station at home for making gnomes, and she uses socks to make gnomes too. So there have been days where I've gone, I just don't have socks anymore. Like some days it takes me like 20 minutes to find a pair of socks. I looked at our fridge the other day, and there were 20 little gnome fridge magnets.
My first reaction was, thank God. The world needs more gnomes in the world, and she's doing the world a service.
There's a lot that I like, but this one, I think he's adorable. What I like to do is she has most of their beards going this way, and I like to fluff them out.
When I saw that gnomes were a trendy thing, I was like, I am not going to jump on that trend. I do not like being trendy. I don't like following trend for trend's sake. But last Christmas, there were some Christmas gnomes, which makes sense to me. And it was 75% off. And so I bought one gnome, and I thought that was the end of it. However, little less than a year later, it caught up to me. So Mr. Marquardt will say, "Is it a gnome or is it a bunny?" And I'll say, "It's a bunny dressed as a gnome."
We've got kids who are out of the house now. We're one kid out of the house and another one graduating. And I think it's wonderful to see that we've got more individuals in the house, I mean, we won't be lonely now.
I think it started as a hobby, then became an obsession. I think it became a problem when she ran out of names to name them. Like, she had her gnome names, and then she just ran out. Like, there were just too many.
It's hard to stop because they're so cute.
I think it's a hobby, not an addiction, for sure. I like to be able to make something and then see that it's cute. And I like to be able to use up some of the items in my house. And I don't know where I'm going to put them. So that's, my husband told me that I need to have a plan. For Valentine's Day, I said, I'm going to make some Valentine's Day gnomes, but if I make more than 20, that's going to be a sign that I have a real problem, and I'm going to reevaluate my life. I made 19, so no problem.
Oh, I think it's very healthy. I mean, what's not to love about thousands of gnomes in your home and baskets of materials, not only at home but at school? I mean, it's just comforting.
My son, who's away at college, is very supportive. He came home from college and he goes, "Oh, you're still doing that then?" And then he said, "That one actually looks good. Could I show my friend?" So that I thought was great. My other son, I'm sure he's very supportive. He doesn't talk a lot about it, but
I've been mostly avoiding looking at the gnomes, talking about the gnomes, out of fear that the gnomes will attack me.
My husband, he tolerates it. He's happy that I am finding some joy. So, I think he thinks it's a little odd.
I've only grown fonder of these gnomes. I mean, when I first saw them, they were adorable. I mean, the little noses, the feet. And when she started doing hands, that was pretty amazing. So I feel like her skill has just increased over the weeks, and I just keep falling in love with these little guys.
Someone suggested that I start an Etsy shop, and I think that would have to be a summer project because I don't know when I would have the time to actually ship any of my little guys out. It's tricky though because I feel like some of them definitely shouldn't be separated. So like I made this guy I made out of a pool noodle, and then I made his little friend, and they're matching. And so I don't know if I would have to sell them together or sell them separately. And then I also think, well, if I sell them, then I won't have them. And then that makes me a little sad.
I don't discourage it. I think they're adorable. And whenever she was home for a few days, and I have all this felt, and I have all this yarn, I had all this stuff, and I just kept bringing up. Oh, this, and she took it all back, so that was good for me.
Just when I kind of think like I'm done with it, or like I don't, like whatever, it's weird, then like someone will be like, "Oh, I love your gnomes." And I'll be like, "Oh, look at how cute he is." And I thought, if I can bring joy to people through my gnoming, I mean, come on. Did you see him? He's got tail.
He's spectacular.
This
I love his little carrot.
the little outfit.
That's amazing.
And he has arms. The only complaint is my middle schooler said he doesn't have hands. So I might have to crochet some hands. But he can go in my Easter gnome cup too.
He sure can. How does one crochet?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Maybe mittens?
People have come up to me and ask me about the gnomes, but they don't seem to most other people seem to like the gnomes. It's just my family. They're the ones that are concerned.
Hey, how are you? Good.
What is going on?
I'm just making another hat.
Another hat or another gnome?
Well, the hat goes on the gnome.
Can you
What's
have
that I see?
Can you have? I was just about to ask you.
What's
Can
that I see in there?
Oh, this? I don't know. Santa just delivered it during Christmas.
Really?
Yeah, it was it's a gnome. Do you know what a gnome is?
I do.
Oh, that's. I was going
It's
to explain.
beautiful,
I know,
actually.
I know. I haven't named it yet. I was going to name it Joe Angle, but
That's pretty special.
I know it's my little Joni Angle in the locker. Little,
Wow.
little cutie.
Happiness, right?
I
You
know.
see
Just,
it,
just
and you have
pure,
a little joy.
Pure happiness looking at this
Joy is being
beautiful,
spread.
beautiful gnome.
Awesome.
Absolutely beautiful.
It brings me a little bit of attention now too, which is kind of nice. And I day to day, I see him everywhere, and it just makes me smile.
Hey, you. What's your favorite gnome?
Daegrin.
Daegrin. Second favorite though is probably Patrick, right?
Yeah. I also like patio furniture.
And Nils Nilsson. You are also a fan of Nils Nilsson.
He's a good one.
He's a teeny one with a really crooked beard. Do you have any favorites?
Hi. I like stick gnome.
Gnome on a stick.
Gnome on a stick.
Gnome on a stick. He's
It's
a
a
gnome.
gnome on a stick.
Like a skewer.
Sounds like a state fair attraction.
It does. Oh, I could sell him at Minnesota State Fair. Gnome on a stick. I thought that might be a good opportunity, like if you needed, like, I don't know, in a flower arrangement, you just needed him to be hiding somewhere. A little gnome on a stick. I also had sticks, and so I put him in there. I thought that might be a big seller.
Man, I really hope we don't have to see round 2 of Christmas gnomes. Like, if we have gnomes in our house for every major holiday, we're gonna run out of storage.
No, when I think about it, I get a little bit choked up. It's just, I'm sorry.
I think they're adorable. I think they just make you happy when you look at them.
It's a nice little way to unwind. I just wish I had a bigger craft table. Or a bigger piano.
Leave my mark everywhere I go. La la.
He's a good boy.